What's going on, micro Galaxians? It's Friday, May 30th, 2025, and this is episode 10 of the Micro Galaxy Squadcast. My name's Cole, and with me tonight, as always, is Mr. Microfleet, Kevin Tanner.
Hey, everybody.
What is
Welcome.
going on, my friend?
What is going on with you?
Oh, so much. So much has been going on, but very little of it super fun. A lot of the home stuff is finally happening.
Yeah.
And you know, it happened the very week. It's been 5 months, Kevin. Nothing going on here except no kitchen.
Yep.
The very week that my kids are out of school for a whole week, and the mother-in-law is in town to help watch them. Now they want to come every day at 7 a.m. and start banging around on stuff. And
nice.
All those people have been relegated to just the upstairs. So it's been quite the week.
Oh, I bet.
And
sounds like it.
Super excited just to talk about toys and forget about all that right now.
Yeah, good. Well, here we go,
How's your week been?
It's been great. It's been great. I actually got some stuff done around the house too that I've had on the docket for like about 6 months. So
always great. Always
great. Yep. Got a chance to do that. So this weekend I'm going to be working on storage room to clear out the storage room, and then I'm going to start clearing off some of the shelves here, making some space.
It's always a work in progress.
It's always a work in progress, man. It just doesn't ever seem to slow down.
I would not let a soul see mine right now. Even my wife.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed to let her see it right now.
Yeah, the floor behind me
things are getting organized, but oh my goodness, man, you can barely see the ground in this room.
Yeah, I'm the same way right now. Yeah, it's funny doing I shot a bunch of reviews last night, and I'm like stepping over things and like knocking things over as I'm trying to sit down and be able to
so
shoot
bad.
them.
I love when Adam, every now and then Adam will do like a behind the scenes kind of reel of the videos he's working on.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, here's what this room actually looks like, and there's like bins and all kinds of stuff everywhere.
Right.
Oh man. That's the life though,
Yep, not quite as glamorous as it always seems.
Now, last episode, we told the good people we'd be back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Partly because of all the craziness in the house here, and then partly because of a very slow news cycle right now, which always happens post. We've had a big wave pre-order.
Yeah, right.
We've had a big event where things were revealed. There's always a lull before things start shipping between the big pre-orders and then when things start arriving. So it makes sense that we're in a little bit of lull, but we did push it until Friday, hoping that one of us might get our Geonosian Starfighter in hand, and one of us has.
Yes.
So we'll play a little game of show and tell later. So good. I'm still waiting on mine, but
oh man, yours still hasn't shown up, huh?
Before I know, you know what? A travesty too, because I'll let you in on a little secret here. If you want to blow me up here, give me the big screen. I've been playing with something here. Boom.
Oh, look at this.
Look at that. Fancy. Got the little second screen. Finally, second screen experience.
How about that,
here.
Man?
A little unboxing action during the streams. Should be fun if I ever have things come in. So when those boxes come in, that'll be set up and ready to go. Boom. Back to this.
Nice.
Look at that.
Man, that is like
throw me an
official.
Xbox, and I'll be a streamer here, real streamer here before long.
You sure seem like it, man. That's super professional now.
So we've got DC Metro says, wow, got the Paul cam.
Yep.
That is true. Paul is stream goals for sure. And you know what, DC Metro, speaking of our good friend Paul, if you remember about 9 months ago, we had a little streamy stream with Paul and Jazwares, and it was a good time, very fun. I believe, Kevin, Was that the Series 7 reveal? Is that what we were doing back then?
Yeah, it was the one with the Night Brother.
Yeah. Speaking of, these transitions are just working too
Oh,
well
there
tonight.
you go. Look at that.
Night Brother, our giveaway this week. I know many of you have that, but the coffers are low, so that's what we got
Nice.
tonight. I know some of you out there do not have that yet, but this is an exclusive reveal, a new news tidbit. Let's not say reveal. Exclusive news tidbit on the 5th, which Kevin, I believe, is a Thursday. I'm going to check just to make sure.
The
Before I
5th
lie
is
to
a
people.
Thursday, yes.
Next Thursday, a mere 6 days from now, we will have another one of those official live streams with, I believe, Paul and the good people of Jazwares. Now, before you get super excited, this is not a. They just revealed 9, so we've done that. We're not showing off. We're not showing off Series 10 already.
Yeah.
But I believe the idea is for them to hop on with the fans. And, Japan, not the easiest place to get to, right, Kevin?
That's
a little
right.
cost prohibitive.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe the idea is to hop on with some of those cool things that they had there at Star Wars Celebration Japan and do a hands-on and let people get like a closer look at some of that cool stuff that they've got coming out. And, my guess is if people are in chat and are asking, hey, can I see how this works? Can you flip that over and let me see the back of it? Can you fire that rocket and let's see how far it shoots? That kind of thing is what I think we'll be doing. Now, I do not know details. Official details will be coming Monday, but I did get to go ahead to let you diehard fans in on the fun things about to happen. What I would like to see most, Kevin.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'll have it or not. I have no clue yet what will be there, but 2 things I already have.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcon and that land speeder set.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, to see the details on the inside.
Listen, man, I'm still not over that improved deco on the Falcon.
Yeah.
And all I want on Earth is for them to rip the top off that thing and for the full inside to be like decked out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we'll see later what they've done with the cockpit of the Geonosian Starfighter. If they've got it even like a little bit of that interior painted, that's going to be really, really cool. And I won't even blink at rebuying my like 5th Falcon, because I'm a sucker for the deco, and boy does that thing look good. And if there's stuff on the interior, oh man. And now I don't have to crack open my super rare Series 4 land speeder.
Right.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So I think that set's awesome. It's a great way to get some of that stuff out there. And hopefully this is like they are sending the Falcon off into the sunset. This is the like final definitive version from that mold. And it's the one to have. People that weren't into the line during Series 1, Series 2, can jump in and have the best version of it. Yep. And I'll have the best version as my 5th Falcon. So
that's right. Until they do Lando's Falcon.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That's different enough. A little retool there. What would you like to see of the celebration stuff? What's the one thing you're dying to see more of?
I think I'd be interested to see how the arc wings work.
Okay,
because the way
the
that
mechanism.
It looks like they're just like a pull tab wing instead of it like clicking into place, which would be really disappointing because I could see especially the ones on the bottom getting loose and hanging down. That would be interesting.
Yeah. To see. There are some questions about that arc that will be.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know.
Hopefully, it was really play tested. I hope they really put it through its paces.
Yeah, I'd really love to know also where they got the design for the Defender. So what media source they got that design for to have the really long wings like that? That would be the most interesting thing.
A valid question, and I've seen images.
Yeah.
I've seen images of it, but I don't know that they're necessarily from media.
Right.
I've seen the TIE Defender that looks exactly like the one they're giving us,
Hmm.
and it's not necessarily the one I see in Rebels.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to know, and I hope that's something that we'll be able to ask them and talk about.
Right.
I think it's a mix of probably where they go out and find inspiration from, and probably what they are sent and approved from Lucasfilm.
Sure.
So, yeah, somebody mentioned it'd be interesting. DC Metro says it'd be interesting if the sequel radar dish remains exclusive to Disney. I mean, that would be wild, right? I think it's kind of crazy we don't have a sequel trilogy Falcon. Not that it's one I'm dying for. I've got the Batu Falcon. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But I think it is kind of wild that there's not a sequel trilogy version of that out there.
You mean with Poe and Rey and Finn?
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll release it. I mean,
you would think.
Yeah,
Now
they will
TK
at some
says
point.
white AT-AT, and I don't know if you're joking or not, but I'm super happy for you if you're real into that. I feel like people are, you're either really into the vintage toy, as they call it, I think, the vintage toy looks of that subline. And then people with not as much nostalgia for it are kind of, not quite as into it. But I'm glad that there's all these cool sublines for people to get into.
For sure. I have a feeling that is going to be like our shuttle Titanium right now.
Well, there's lots of those.
There's lots of those.
Yeah, my guess is we'll get right about the time this maybe June, end of June, maybe early July. We'll see those hit pretty deep discount, because it sounds like that late July might be when some of this stuff starts shipping to stores.
Yeah.
So I bet those Tidariums will be getting a real good deals on them here before too long. Kevin, tonight is a heavily user submitted episode. If you have things you would like to see discussed, or photos and things to share with us, you can also hit us up at microgalaxysquadcast@gmail.com. And depending on how heavy a news week it is, may or may not be in the show. So we already said giveaway in honor of that Series 7 stream. It was totally planned. In honor of the last official Jazwares stream, the Night Brother will be the giveaway tonight. And look at this. The camera's
there we go.
Hashtag Oh Brother will get you entered to win this thing. Now, I know there's some of you out there that don't have one. Many of you do. But if you want a second one to keep in the box, hashtag Malls Balls. Yeah, hashtag Oh Brother, and that would be OH Brother. Not like the movie. But yeah, if you would like to enter, it is open now. So hashtag Oh Brother will enter you in there. Eldon, all one word will get you in there. Make sure to delete that space, and hashtag Oh Brother. Capitalization does not matter. You cannot enter more than once. As always, those are the rules. I don't make them.
That's right.
While people jump in, Kevin.
Yes.
We were talking about the Tidarium getting clearanced out maybe in a month or so, month and a half. But that's not there yet. What has been on sale the past 2 weeks in peg warning?
Yeah, right. Peg warning. Nice. I like that. There hasn't been a whole lot going on, to be perfectly honest. So, targets are still kind of hanging tough with everything at full price. The T6, there's some ghosts there. There's the Shuttle Tidarium. And then for whatever reason, they don't seem to be restocking the Starfighter class. I've only seen one restock of it. So I don't know if that's just people picking them up as soon as they hit the floor or what.
And is that Target?
This is a Target. Yeah. I
Yeah.
actually have seen some series. Oh man, which series was it? It was the Series 6 restock, full case restock.
Wow, something hiding in the back for a while.
Yeah. Armada Gauntlet and whatever else came with that.
I actually just had this last series put out on the shelf at my Target. So there is a Torrent,
okay,
and Kylo's shuttle.
Yeah. So that is an interesting one too, because when you look at Walmart's, this is one of the problems that we ran into with Walmart, 2 series ago, when they got all of their light armor class. All the light armor class that they had was the international packaging, and they were all commons. So there were no chases or rares in there at all. It seems to be that with these 2 packs that they're releasing, there are a ton of Mace Windu Starfighters. Not
in my stores, but man, I have seen so many on the Facebook groups, Reddit.
Tons.
People are finding like multiples and multiples at the same store.
Yes.
Absolutely nuts.
So the Walmarts that are getting Starfighter class are getting all the commons. It's the international packaging, it's the silencer, it's the V-Wing, and what's the other one? Silencer, the V-Wing. Oh, I haven't even seen any Torrents. It's just all silencers and V-Wings.
Really?
Yeah. No chases or rares yet. And so
a little bit of weird wave, right? The distribution's been kind of strange on this one. And then you've got the whole Pose Armada sneaking in there this wave too.
Right. Yeah. I wonder whether or not they started with that with the V-Wing and they were just going, let's get rid of all the V-Wings that we have right now. We'll push them out as the Armada. And then once we run out, we're just going to throw Poe in there.
Yeah. I don't know how that works, but it's been pretty interesting to see almost like a split case of just the Armada. And to be honest, I don't mind that idea. I actually would rather see them do that. I don't know if this was the intention, but I kind of love the idea of half of the cases that get shipped out, the first half of them have one Armada item, and then they eventually start shipping out the rest of those assortments with a different, a second Armada. That way, because those seem to kind of, a lot of people already have those. They kind of pile up, in some instances. So having 2 different ones per wave would be an interesting way to kind of get more out there and have less build up on the pegs, which would be great.
Yeah. But beyond that, Walmart is still stacked full with ATTEs and T6s and ghosts. Until those things go on discount, they're just going to continue to sit there and collect dust. So
yes, Scott says, if you had the split Armada, what would you do with the Vault set? Not my problem to figure out.
Pick one.
Yeah, I mean, people buying the Vault sets, I don't know that they're super into which Armada. I think it's the hardcore people buying the Vault sets. So yeah, they've likely got the Armada versions anyway. So.
Well, we got somebody chiming in there with the hashtag Oh Brother. If you're just tuning in, hashtag Oh Brother gets you into the drawing for the Night Brother.
So I don't know if you got these images in, but speaking of international cases, Germany has gotten flooded. I think this is Rossmann stores, but over on Reddit, user, let me make sure to get this name right here. Warrior Flame. Shout out to user Warrior Flame. But has found, now this is image 1. This is at Rossmann stores. He said this was all at one store.
Jeez.
I believe. All kinds of stuff. You've
No
got
kidding.
the Royal Interceptor there, which is nuts.
Yep.
Very strange to see that one there. And then you've got the 181st
Mm-hmm. Two of those.
Interceptor. You've got the TIE Whisper destroyed
Yep.
chase in there. And then you've got these brand new Sis tank chases in there as well.
Right.
So if you're in Germany, maybe one out of the 75 or so of you on right now might be in Germany. Go find Rossmann stores, man, because they're I don't know if you threw up the other picture in there, but yeah, there's another picture. I think this was, I believe, one store, and
Man,
he
4.
had 4 of these, and he said that was about half of the ones they had. I
Wow.
think he
No
said he
kidding.
got 4 of them and then left the other 4 there.
Damn.
So he is stocked up on Sis tanks. I wish it was that easy to army build those here in the States,
Yeah.
but
Should have told him to get more. I would have traded him for something.
no, ship those to the States.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's so funny that in territories like that, you can go through a spell where they miss 2 or 3 waves, and then all of a sudden they'll be flooded with rares and chases like that, and crazy assortments.
Right.
D
And then
Sertle, I
it
do
makes you
not know that
wonder.
he said where in Germany, but he said there are a lot of these Rossmann stores.
It does make you wonder when you get the 15,000 and 5,000, because it doesn't seem like we get to see all of those, even with the
Mm-hmm.
um the vault sets. I
Yeah.
mean, where are all of these? Just sitting in the back somewhere.
It's crazy, man. I don't know.
Not even Didn't even make it off the boat.
At least when they show up overseas like this, it's like, okay, well, there's some. It makes more sense now. I get it. Or when you
Yeah.
find 800 bigs in a warehouse somewhere.
Right.
At least you can put your finger on where they are in the world. At least they're in existence.
Sure.
But pretty wild. So I'm booking a flight to Germany right now.
There you go, man.
Yeah, Luke Malone. I think it is like you typed Rossmann, but all one word. And go check out the subreddit over there, and you can find those posts. Shout out to the subreddit that we never talk about. It's hopping. I don't know what we're up to. I think we're over 3,500 users over there.
Really, I've never even been on there.
Not a big Reddit guy. Oh, almost 4,200.
4,200.
It's
Oh, there you go.
4,200. It's a booming little place over there.
Maybe that's what I need to start doing, man.
Surprisingly not very toxic. It's pretty great. Good community over there.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't really ever been on Reddit. It's just a bunch of BS.
It has earned that stigma.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fitting for most of the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Sing Brother Heckler says 4,174 users. I did round up pretty liberally there. So other things on sale right now.
Yep.
Speaking of that Batu Falcon,
Mm-hmm.
$42, $41.99 over on the Disney Store website.
Yep, I did see that.
So go check that out if you skipped on it. I can't remember what the lowest that's ever been was. I think they may have done a 30% off sale one time.
I want to say like $35. I remember seeing it there at some point.
We're getting pretty close to the lowest it's been. So, if that's something you've been looking at, it is on sale. Those don't go on sale super often. So, great time to pick up the only way to get the sequel trilogy Falcon. Also on sale. Did you grab more $9 snow speeders, Kevin? Or are you good on snow speeders?
I'm good on snow speeders for right now.
Yeah. The Armada Luke's snow speeder was $9 this week, and I saw quite a few people saying they were picking it up.
Yeah. How about the did you get the 10 Jedi Starfighters or Jedi Interceptors?
Speaking of Amazon, Woot, which is owned by Amazon, had an insane deal this week, and it was very bizarre.
Yeah, I don't think I thought I put it on the slideshow, but I don't have it on here.
Yeah. So you want to tell the people what this bizarre deal was? Did you do this? Did you buy these?
I didn't get any,
Okay.
no. I considered it for a very, very brief time, and then I was
I
like,
bet you
"I don't
did.
know what I'm gonna do with 10 of those
Uh-huh.
Jedi Interceptors, man." Even the Scout class, I'm like, "Yeah, I just don't really know." But, yeah, if you went through the Woot link, and it takes you kind of through their system to Amazon, then you're able to load up your cart with 10 or more of the Anakin Series 3 Jedi Interceptor Scout class pack. That's 19.99, and it ends up decreasing that cost down to like 35 to 40 bucks or something like that for 10 of them. So,
So
oh nice. DC Metro got it.
yeah. So
Nice. Good
really,
for you, man.
even if you're just in it for the blind boxes,
Yeah,
not that bad of a deal. It's almost like those interceptors are a bonus.
right.
And you've got all those blind boxes to go through. So
Although I don't know how much of a bonus the
I know.
interceptors are. That's kinda like just a bunch of extra
I
space to
already
take
had
up.
a ton of those from Series 3 when I bought
Dude,
tons
man.
of them for
Yeah,
the Series 3 blind boxes.
me too, and all of the, so I ended up getting a bunch of those, whatever they were, the Battle of Coruscant battle packs
Uh-huh.
to get the CIS vultures. So I've got a ton of extra interceptors.
I'm very glad I got 2 of those sets because
Yeah,
they were everywhere, and it was one of those where once it disappeared,
yeah,
it
it's
was
gone.
gone, and
Yep.
if you missed out, kinda like the, Grand Army of the Republic gunships,
Dude,
that second wave of them sat
this
quite a bit on the shelves,
yeah.
and then once those dried up, the aftermarket prices skyrocketed.
I know, I got a bunch of, well, they didn't skyrocket quickly, but I got a bunch of them for like
Over
8
time.
bucks, for like 8 bucks, and then, I can't tell you how many of the Coruscant Guard ones that I had.
Oh, yeah,
I
the
had
red
so
ones.
many of those, I was like, "What am I gonna do with this?" I ended up trading a bunch of it away,
They make a great display, putting all those
they
guys down. I'm
do.
very glad I got all those.
Yeah, mine are on the floor right behind me.
Added to the
I'm
pile.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a shelf for them.
Um, what a weird deal. That was just so strange
Yeah,
to
that
I
is
think
I
maybe
haven't
Scott
seen.
or, Caleb or Scott one sent that over, and it took me a minute to even figure out exactly what was going on because it was such a bizarre deal.
Yeah,
I
me
don't think
too.
we've seen anything like that before.
What I originally thought it was one of our old friends that does the raffles, that
Ah,
it was pay 35 bucks and you could win 10 of these Jedi Interceptors, and I was like, "That is the
oh,
worst
the
thing
raffles,
ever."
yeah. I believe it was, yeah, I
Oh,
believe that
man.
that post was from Star Wars
Yeah,
underscore toy collector.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
he's always got deals going on his page. I think he's one of those guys that kind of reposts a lot of the news, so you can find deals there.
Mhm.
Well, I think that's about it for the pegs. Hopefully, we'll have some cool
Yeah,
stuff showing up soon.
we'll see. Let's hope so.
If you're one of the 20 or so people that have hopped on here in the last 10 minutes or so, hashtag Oh Brother will enter you to win this rare Night Brother Darth Maul gauntlet. Capitalization does not matter. You can only enter once.
All one word.
So, Kevin,
Yes.
moving along to a significant portion of the show tonight, and for a
Mhm.
lot of MGS collectors this week. Let's take a look into the vault
Yeah.
and see what's been going on.
Yeah, so well, there was no Vault release this month, was there?
I was bummed because I was waiting and it never came.
Yeah, it
And
was the
then
Chainsaw Man or whatever.
and then they had an AEW release, I think the week before, like middle of the month.
Mm.
And then it dawned on me, did we get a lot of this stuff like the first week of May, these pre-orders and stuff, like for
Yes.
May the 4th.
I think we did.
Yeah. So we got ours very early in May, so they kind of probably thought that was good for Star Wars. They had hit that hard enough, and it didn't really dawn on me until we didn't get anything that it hit me. Oh, we did. It was just May
Early in the month,
4th
yeah.
or whenever that was, early in the month. So we were not jilted this month.
Now, the one thing they did have was this Luke Chase bundle, which the comment here is the Luke Chase bundle is gone. It is gone, but I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of those Luke Chases that got canceled and they still have them. So there was a slight glitch in the matrix where if you went through to order something, it would then have like a scrub bar where you could pick other items to select with that order. And the chase was in there. So it's certainly, I thought that it was a scenario of if you get, a Starfighter class collection or whatever, you have the ability to get that.
Yeah.
And that was not the case. So I did that, and I did it with the intent of like, okay, I'd
Oopsie.
like to get these anyways, but also the Luke's a bonus. And yeah, I got a notice that it was canceled, that the Luke Chase was canceled. So I said, let's just cancel the whole order. Like I'm going to wait until there's a better deal than if
Yeah.
I'm not going to get that.
A little loophole there that didn't quite work out.
Yep. So those did get canceled. So I did see somebody that got it. I don't know whether or not they got it with the correct item,
yeah.
like the correct item selection. But to the same degree, I haven't heard any news about them getting destroyed in the box like we had with Biggs.
Yeah.
So
really, it seems like most of those items, I don't think anything has been destroyed in mass like the Bigs were.
yeah.
It seems like they kind of remedied a little bit of that situation. And I'm curious if that wasn't an issue where some of the Bigs were damaged
Anyways.
before being packed in.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
it could have
point.
been an issue where that's why they had some of the Bigs. I don't know. There's maybe a
They
little
they
more
got they
going
got
on
the
there.
one case that fell off the truck and went bouncing down the highway.
Yeah, man, the curse of Bigs, man. I'm glad we got a few out there in the wild, because what a strange little series of events with that.
Yeah.
It is truly cursed.
Yep.
But not totally devoid of Star Wars action, because the Geonosian Starfighter finally started shipping out ahead of schedule, which is nice. I love when they over deliver on dates like that.
Yep. Agreed.
So very, very cool. I think some people got them as early as like Monday.
Yeah.
Potentially these started showing up. So they got those out maybe over 2 weeks earlier than the initial estimate, which is really, really cool.
Well over 2 weeks, because I want to say it said it was going to be shipping at earliest June 16th was what I had on my order, at least.
Yeah. So mine has not come in yet, but Kevin.
Yes.
Why don't we play a little bit of show and tell today? Because I'm interested in seeing a little more of this up close.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Now, the one thing I keep hearing about these, itty bitty.
Well, the vehicle itself, I think, is the size I had expected. This is it looks pretty good. So it's about 5 inches long from front to back. The side to side is about an inch. So it's pretty thin, but it's a pretty long vehicle for a light armor class. And it is pretty cool. I mean, they got this little ball gun in here. Now that little gun piece there is soft. So, I mean, you can see like that's
this is
just
all very
soft rubber thing, but it doesn't really matter once you have that put in there. But I mean, I'm not going to do it great justice here just showing it this way, but I do have some images, up close images from our friend Scott over at Imperial Spectrum on Instagram. If you haven't looked him up or you aren't following him, definitely give him a follow. He's got some awesome pictures here. So we've got this image here. He's got one that's shooting lasers off too, which is really cool. And then here we get a chance to see some close-up pictures of this. The interior of the cockpit is really, it's incredible. I mean,
That's what you're paying for, man.
the amount of detail on the inside of it, and you can see there on the left that they've got these hoses and stuff down on the bottom,
Yeah.
that are, textured and painted. I mean, you like never see that. The
Very, very,
the
very
figure
cool.
is sitting on top of that. You wouldn't even see that until you take it out, but it's got the displays painted on there, which is really cool. And then also on the right side, you've got that cool spectrum of the different figures that come, from Geonosia or whatever. You got Dooku, and then your pilot, and then just the standard bug, and then your droid, which are all really cool. I mean, I love this vehicle. I think,
I mean,
like I mentioned, I think this is one of my favorites so far.
beforehand,
the light armor class.
you'd been anticipating this one for sure.
Yeah. And here's another one just to see the perspective. I mean, remember how small Yoda was when we originally got that in Series 2?
Yeah, it was
this thing
wild.
is tiny. It's like a scout class vehicle.
Yep.
I did see somebody mention that, I think maybe on my YouTube review of this, that this should have been a scout class vehicle. This would have never fit inside of a scout class box.
No.
It's way too big. But yeah, no, it's cool. I'm a huge fan.
On the flip side, as someone that was not eagerly anticipating this one, I've been very, very sold on it just because of how it's turned out.
Yeah,
the deco on this is really, really, really extra.
for
I
sure.
mean, the metallic, that metallic paint on this, and then you've got the designs down the side of it. You've got two tones of the copper there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now,
that gunmetal turret in the middle, and then that cockpit deco is nuts. And I mean, it's like, I don't know. I feel like this is what I'm paying for when I'm gonna get those Vault first to market releases.
yeah,
I want to feel like the deco is extra. Now, I've seen a lot of people that are, this might be on the border of, hey, is this, a good value at $30 because of the size?
mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I think that's fair. I think this is as small as you could get and still charge that same price. Now,
kind of.
is this Starfighter class?
No, this should be light armor class, but actually on the packaging, on the box, got one right here. This actually says on it, it says Starfighter class collection.
Okay.
Which is interesting because this is definitely not a Starfighter class size vehicle. It hasn't been described as a Starfighter class vehicle ever. It's always been light armor class. It only comes with one figure. So
5 inches.
Yeah, 5
right
inches.
in line there.
It would be, but you could definitely, I mean, you could fit
That's
this
average
inside of the light armor class box. The actual packaging itself, the plastic box, is the same exact size as the light armor class packaging for like the standard releases. So I don't know if that's a mistake in the packaging that they ended up putting that on there, but yeah, I think for $30, this is a bit of a stretch for a lot of people. The deco does make it way better. And I think, in all honesty, if they do discount this at some point, I'll pick up more for sure, because it's just so well done.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that I think is good to compare this to, is ultimately what we've seen with the TIE Silencer and the V19 Torrent. Those first to market items are way better, like way better than the standard releases.
The more that have come out, the more sold I am on them, and the more I appreciate that I got them.
Yeah.
When you hold them up against the other one, it's,
I mean, the Silencer
double the price, and a lot of that is the packaging, but I do feel like it is a superior product to me, in my opinion, because I love the extra deco. I want to have the best version
Right.
that's out there. And, this one I do think is kind of on the edge of that value, even for me. And
Sure.
I would love, even if they went higher in price, if they were 35, I would still love to see them throw in a stand for every single one of these and blast effects for these.
Yeah.
Um, those are two things like right off the bat, stand and blast effects. If that was in these vault versions, there's like no question in my mind. I would get every single one regardless. I'm going to buy them anyways. But hypothetical Cole
Yeah.
would be in on every single one because that is it's like a clear value over what you would be getting in the store for
Yeah.
much lesser cost.
And with this one too, this is a vehicle that when it's sitting down like that on the table and it's got its landing gear out, it looks okay, but man, it looks awesome in the flight position. Like when it's flying like that, that is the way it's really designed to be.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to pick up a stand, I actually already have one designed for this bad boy. So I
Hey,
have that over on my Etsy page if you wanted to go ahead and pick one up.
that was quick, man.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I saw it and I was like, man, this looks too good with it flying like this for me
Yeah.
to have it sitting on the table for long.
So you get a new product in hand.
Yeah.
Is the first thing you do film your unboxing? Or do you
Yes.
pop that thing out and start got your little calipers and start measuring for dimensions there for the stands?
Typically it's first shoot the intro video with the box, then the
Oh, no way.
then the packaging, then the box one because that only takes like 15 seconds, and then I rip it out of the box. So yeah, it runs pretty quick, but it's all relative to like sometimes you'll see the videos when I do them, and I set up the table so you can see the display in the background. That's one where I'm like really getting deep into it. Other
Yeah.
ones where I'm too excited, I just film it right here on the desk, and I just flip the camera around, and so you'll see those occasionally that have the white background. Those are the ones that I'm just too excited. I just got to get this thing out of the box. I can't take all the time to set up for it.
Now, with this last wave, we got two first to market releases from the same wave, correct?
Yeah.
I'm curious if we could see another one of those from the same wave. I'm guessing this
What do we have
is
coming in this one?
Series 10, maybe? Do we assume this is Series 10? Does it seem like they're kind of skipping a wave? Well, logistically, they need to skip a wave to kind of make this work.
So let me see what we got here. Well, we've got the silencer and the V19. So it looks like what we would have coming here in Series 9.
Which we've already pre-ordered, right?
We've pre-ordered, yes.
So it won't be Series 9. This would have to be in Series 10, correct?
Right.
So we've gotten these way ahead of schedule.
So yeah, what would be in Series 10 then?
Yeah.
You would have this is where like
concept TIE Advanced prototype. Is that right? TIE Advanced prototype.
That's right. Yep. Forgot that.
And I'm drawing a blank. That's about all I remember from Series 10. I don't think there's a ton of solid info on that yet.
Yeah, there's no solid info. I've got I had a document here that had all of the other ones that we
While you look that up,
yet.
Hashtag oh brother. If you're seeing that in chat and wondering why are people saying that?
The Night Brother.
Night Brother Gauntlet. Giving it away. Hashtag oh brother. And it can be yours. Oh, yeah. Lieutenant Reed. Series 10.
Oh, here we go.
That's right. There's a couple things we saw. That's right. The stuff we saw at
All right,
stuff we saw at Celebration would be the next wave.
Yeah, so the one thing that we're missing so far, which I did see somebody actually post about this, is the battle damaged first order TIE fighter, or whatever it is, special forces TIE fighter. The
That
other
never came.
gosh, just get ready for some of these that I'm getting ready to name off here that we've seen listings for. The Gav assault tank from Rogue One, the tank like that gets blown up in wherever they are on Jeddah.
Love it.
You've got the Azure Angel,
Love
Cad
it.
Bane's Zandu Blood.
No, that'd be bad release.
The Balin's Republic assault ship, which we wouldn't get on that anyways. But
It
then
would be
we've
cool.
got,
I don't know how well it would sell, but it'd be very cool.
it would be cool. And then what are the other ones I got here? A lot of these are crazy because we've gotten most of them. So
yeah.
Oh no, those are all the damage.
Yeah, DC Metro said CAD ship would make a good rare with a Magna Guard common. Yeah, I think that would be a great rare because that's a pretty obscure ship.
The other ones that we haven't got yet, which seems like it would be somewhat of a semi home run maybe for Vault, would be the battle pack set that has Zam Wiesel's speeder and Anakin speeder.
Sure. Yeah. That'd be fun. Not a whole lot of real specific Attack of the Clones stuff.
Yeah. Those are the ones
kind
that
of
we've
that
been
like
missing.
Geonosis, Clone Wars mix mash of stuff that we've gotten from there. The Dagobah X-Wing, yep.
The Dagobah
X-Wing, listing.
That's right.
Sing Brother Heckler points out. All kinds of stuff. Why don't we go ahead and draw this winner? Let me check. Let me check and see how many people we've had entered in this. 54 people. Hashtag Oh Brother. 55 people. They're coming in. 56 people. I know a lot of people have this, and that's cool, but still want to share the love.
Let's do it.
Do you want me to? Let's go over here and share screen. Let's see. What do we want to pull up? Giveaway. All right. Can you see that, Kevin?
Yeah.
58 people.
Sorry. Hold on.
No.
Hang on a second. Yep, we got to bring it up here.
Throwing me up.
There we go.
59 people. Why don't you give us a short little countdown there, and I will hit draw.
Do you want me to give you a short countdown?
A little countdown, yeah. Okay. A little
30.
Okay.
29.
That's something my 4-year-old would do.
That's right. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Let's see who's gonna get it. Oh, there we go.
Scruggs Shiflet. What a name. Love that.
A name.
Congratulations, Holden Scruggs Shiflet. If you were still here in the chat, send over your info to microgalaxysquadcast@gmail.com, and we will get that over to you. Hopefully it's one you may not have yet, or you needed one to open, one to keep boxed. There
we go.
I'm gonna stop sharing here.
It's all right. I got you, man. We're back.
Pulling back over. So we're done with the vault. Hopefully we see something new next month. I feel like now would be a good time for us to finally start getting to maybe those maybe start with light armor here,
Yeah.
We're not it's sort of on the shelves, sort of not on the shelves, but we're not light too armor. Far away from that next wave hitting here in a month or so, a couple months. So it feels like the time's right for that.
Yeah, if we could ever get any of the Obi-Wans out there. I mean, it's the one thing that seems very unfortunate about the way that they're doing the distribution here
Mm-hmm.
is that one, they're getting commons out first. It seems to be that
Yeah.
mostly commons are coming first, and then those have to sell through before you get to the rares. Then it seems like you need to get through a lot of the rares to get to the chases, which is, if they do it that way, man, that is such a big miss by them.
Interesting way to do it. Yeah, it feels like it's tough right now to get a lot of that stuff out there. Those rares
Yeah.
and chases, it takes a while to hit, and then the chases.
The chases, yeah, the chases
Man,
are the
yeah.
problem for sure. The
Uh,
rares seems like people can find them and we can trade and all of that stuff, and
yeah.
it's a reasonable chance of getting it, but the chases are non-existent.
Especially when it's something as cool as that tank.
I know.
I would love to have a few of those. Kevin,
Yeah.
moving along, we saw some little bit of new product news pop out of the old Asian socials, we'll say.
Yeah.
If you remember a while back, Jazwares teased a few items before celebration, and we saw some of these packs, and we've seen a few of these. We can assume that the AT-AT there, probably the Kenner AT-AT.
Yep.
It'll be at Target. We've seen what the Headhunter and the ATTE with a surprise gunship.
Yeah, I think that's weird that they didn't put that on here. That's like,
Maybe it just couldn't fit. Who knows?
yeah, the collector
But
guides still are inaccurate.
I
so.
certainly doubt there's another one coming. So
Right.
we're gonna say that's the Amazon Republic Attack
Yes.
Squad battle pack. We have not seen the X-Wing Invader yet, I believe, right? But
Correct.
this Anakin Evolution set that's in Target system, you'd assume it's probably a Target exclusive. It's in their system already. $57.99 currently, but we discussed a few episodes ago, what does this need to sell a lot of the people that have all these already? And the obvious answer that we both came to, and probably a lot of other people, the Jedi Interceptor in there needs to be the Mustafar version.
That's right.
And over on these Asian socials comes a Mustafar version.
Our first look at it.
I think one would assume,
looks cool.
Stands to reason, this might show up in that Anakin Evolution set.
Yeah.
So if you felt like you had all those and this is one that you really need, there will be likely something in there to sell you on it. They know what they're doing. They know how to hook you. This was the one thing I was like, man, I have all those, but you know what? If it had the Mustafar Interceptor, I'd probably buy it and grab it. And it seems like it probably will. And it's pretty nice looking deco on there.
Yeah, agreed. I like it.
The wash looks nice. But is this enough for your average collector that, isn't insane like us to quadruple dip on these? Maybe a four pack?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it before we came on too. I feel like you have to do something different with at least one of the other vehicles to make it more worth it.
And the obvious one is,
it would be the N1, doing a battle damage N1. Because looking at this, you have your Vader tie, you've got your Jedi Starfighter, your Interceptor, and then your N1. Those are going to be your 4 ships that are coming with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, if you get just that green one, and they're just 3 straight repacks, which again, with the Anakin one, that's going to be like the 4th Anakin Jedi Starfighter, because you have the original release that came out, which was the one that had the blue dot on the dome.
Yeah.
Then they had the Vault edition that came out that had the new deco on it. And then, well, maybe those were the only two. Wasn't there a third one? I feel like there was a third one.
I don't remember that. Not for that one. I remember the
Okay.
Interceptor's been out.
Then
Feels
maybe
like
it was the
4
Interceptor.
times, but
Yes, the Interceptor's been out 4 times. But yeah, but then you're gonna get a third one. This one's probably not gonna come with the hyperspace ring, I would imagine.
ooh, it'd be a nice selling point though.
Right.
Just a little extra. I do agree. I'm hoping there's something else there to entice people. Now, I kind of doubt this would be the case, but something that would get me again is if these have a little bit more deco to them. If there's a little bit more detail, you could maybe do something with the N1 just deco wise. You could maybe do like this would be amazing, but what if the bottom in that front piece was like plated, like vac metal plated, and it was like chrome shiny? How amazing would that be?
That would be really cool.
That would be really, really, really cool. I would love that. But as it stands, I'm probably in just because they did what we thought they would do, and I'm gonna have to have that Mustafar version. And now we're basically out of these Jedi Interceptors, right? There's not a whole lot more of these left, I would say, that you can throw out there, at least not from like main canon,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could go and do one for all of the Jedi. So you could do an Ayla Secura Jedi Starfighter and AC-10.
Instead of the Interceptors, they could just do the ones for the other fighters that they didn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a way for them to reuse. Yeah, that'd be a way for them to reuse those figures. So
yeah, the AC-10 figure, I was looking at that the other day. What a cool figure. Every time I look at the kind of horns on that, and they have the gaps in the horns, they really fit some pretty cool detail into that one.
I think one of the most underrated figures, to be perfectly honest, is I think it's Vane from the Snub Fighter.
Really?
Oh my gosh, man. The detail on that figure is incredible with the amount of different paint application that they have all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that figure is probably, in my personal opinion, one of the best in the entire line.
Whoa.
Just with the amount of detail that they have on it.
Yeah, maybe not at this point in the line, but I do remember when that Scythe came out and getting those Inquisitors in hand.
Yeah, the Inquisitors
and seeing
really
the detail good. Because in something that should be basically all black, the way they put the texture detail and the slightly different grays and blacks on those, and then got the little painted lightsaber hilts on there. I remember that being one of the first times in the line, the Series 3 maybe.
Yeah.
I remember just thinking like, oh wow, like this is something that could have looked very, very plain.
Yeah.
And I'm like impressed by how these have come out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's
underrated in general. I think that Scythe, really cool release for me. So Anthony Lee in the Facebook groups, shout out to him for always dropping the little tidbits from across the way over there, letting us know what's about to hit. That was about it for brand news, new product and such. So for the topic this week, a user submitted topic, an ideal forthcoming scout class. So I don't know if you have the little message there you can pull up.
Let me pull it up here
that he sent over. I can read it here for the audio listeners. The dozens of you. I'm going to pull this up somewhere here. Hold on, where is it?
Okay, got it.
You got it on the screen?
Yep. So, character.
So I'll just read it. This is from user submitted topic from Jordan Blaney. Thank you for sending this in. He said basically he's been going back and collecting older series of scout class ships. And he said it's been really fun seeing some of the stuff that was in the line, I guess, before he got into it. And he thought a fun topic, a little bit of a challenge, would be, he says Series 9, but we've kind of seen Series 9 with Celebration. So let's just say Series 10, a forthcoming Scout class wave, we can come up with. But he's given us some parameters of what he wants to see in this line.
Yep.
So these are the parameters we had to adhere to come up with this.
Okay.
He wanted one troop builder.
Got it. I got it. I got my troop builder.
Do we have this image of the message? Did I say
I did not put the image in there. No.
Okay. One troop builder. Why don't we? You know what?
Yeah, we can just run one at a time.
Yeah,
so here are the 6.
So and chat, I think it would be cool. Play along at home. I'm curious to see what you come up with too. Item 1 is a troop builder that you'd like to see in this next wave. So Kevin, hit me with yours.
Shore Trooper.
Okay. What vehicle would that come with? Because that was actually my first thought too, and I couldn't think of what vehicle a Shore Trooper would come with.
A standard Scout speeder.
That's really speeder bike. That's really
speeder
reaching.
Bike that is like that's brown that's got green all over it.
Oh my goodness.
Or Sandy.
So I feel like I'm kind of on the same wavelength with you there. My first thought was Shore Trooper, but I could not come up with a reasonable vehicle or a speeder bike.
Dude, I don't know what I'm thinking with Shore Trooper here. We need an Echo base trooper, a generic Rebel Echo base trooper.
We do need that.
And you could do it. His vehicle would be one of those guns. One of those
E-Webs.
Yeah, one of the E-Webs. No, not the E-Web. The other one. Here, I got it right here.
That Mando had?
No. One of these guys.
Yeah. Is that a vehicle?
I mean, anything can be a vehicle, Cole. You have to hold on to it and turn it. So yes.
Anything can be a vehicle if you put it on a stand and say it floats.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
That'd be a good one. Since we already have some type of a gun, this could work.
I see. That's why I didn't think of it, because that would have never crossed my mind as a speeder bike.
Yep.
Let's see here. I'm going to throw mine up here.
The ion cannon.
We're going to do... Now, I want, and I saw someone, maybe Scott mentioned this, I feel like we've closed the door on phase 1. We have all the phase 1 we can deal with now. It's time for phase 2. And to get those into, I'm also tired of bark speeders.
You're talking about phase 2 clone?
Yeah. I'm done with phase 1. Let's move on to phase 2. I'm a phase 2 guy.
All right. Yep.
Now, this vehicle might be tough to fit into a box.
Okay.
You might have to assemble the canopy, but I think it's at least a vehicle, whereas yours is just a radar dish. Can you pull this up, Kevin?
Oh, hold on a second. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
What is that?
Yes. This is the Scout Speeder. And you can put a phase 2 boy with this.
Wow.
That canopy intense. Comes off. I think you might be able to fit one in there. But listen, we've had a lot of barks. I was trying my best to come up with something.
Yeah, right.
I was trying my best to come up with something there.
The Swamp Speeder might be a great one, actually.
I also saw the Swamp Speeder. It's kind of similar to that. Would be really cool too. So I wanted, I could at least come up with a vehicle for that. I went phase 2. We're done with phase 1, and I know people love clones. That's where I went with that.
Yeah.
You last second changed yours. You flipped to an echo-based soldier with the radar dish blaster.
The radar dish blaster, man.
All right.
We've got all the other stuff for Hoth. That's what we need, man. We've got snow troopers. We don't
I
have
know.
any echo-based troopers.
You're not wrong. My display that's just on a frame there, I have everything you could ever want except those troopers.
Yep.
I wish they could figure out a way to get them in there. So moving along, number 2, he said, a character from a Disney Plus show.
I already know yours.
Do you?
Is it blue?
Yeah. Oh, hold on though. Hold on. Because I almost went this direction.
Yeah.
But I didn't. It is blue. What are you about to say?
I was going to say Nubs.
I went blue, but I didn't go Nubs this time.
No.
I went. Here we go. My boy.
Nice. There we go.
Neil Nation, rise up. The first of what should be mini scout class.
Mm-hmm.
Neil and his hover bicycle.
Yep. You know, the only thing I was thinking as soon as I saw those hover bikes is I was like, oh man, the negative space around that and how thin those little pieces are, it's just going to be like a glob of plastic that they sit on.
Oh man, yeah, I'm not sure how they do. They might have to come up with something else to it.
I think I'd have to go with something obscure like Nubs. Nubs would be great.
Listen, I knew. Tell you what, Trek Galaxy, not a fan of Skeleton Crew. Complete trash, and it's not Star Wars.
Well,
I enjoy fun, and it was a very fun show.
I would agree. I think it was fun too.
And it's one of 6. You know, if they're throwing in one of 6, hopefully people like the other 5, even if they didn't like Skeleton Crew.
KB Ferns, Spear, Record Bulkier. Okay, yeah. Yeah, what would you guys want from a Disney Plus show? I haven't seen that many come through, actually.
Andor vehicles is what Trek Galaxy wants, but we saw Luthen coming.
Yep, that is coming.
We just got another Andor, and Luthen is coming on a speeder. So I thought I'd touch on a show that has nothing yet.
What's a Frico? Cold weather clone speeder? What is that?
I do not know what a Frico, cold weather clone speeder.
Cold
Frico. We do need a crosshair. That's a good. That's if we can come up with anything. A Bark, ATRT, whatever on Earth they can just throw in there. We definitely need a crosshair to finish out that team. Absolutely. He has been vastly underserved and not having anything there. It's wild that there's no crosshair to finish out the team.
Gosh, I don't know what is that? Whoever it was that said that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is that like a first order thing? I see one that's popped up here. It's a small one that has like I think it was one of the vehicles that didn't make it into the film, the First Order.
Oh. It's from Clone Wars on a snow planet.
Freak.
I think there's a Clone Wars figure that comes with that. I believe there's a toy set.
Sorry, I think I might have spelled it wrong.
Kevin, what was your? Did we get to your Disney Plus show choice? Oh
yeah, Nubs.
Yours was Nubs.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm all about that. Give me either one of those little blue boys there.
Yeah,
be great. Those are like out of the box, real cool. I think I own that.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Number 3. Legends character.
Man,
is what he would like to see in there.
I don't
Kevin,
know enough about
is there
Legends.
A chance that we landed on the same Legends character?
I don't know enough about Legends to, I mean, I don't know, Dash Rendar on a speeder of some point. I don't know.
That's what you'd like to see throwing it
Oh,
out there.
you know what would be cool? Would be really obscure is Jax on the swoop bike. That was one that we got in yeah,
My
there you
choice.
go. Action Fleet. There it is, man.
Give
Look
the
up
people what they want.
yeah, look up Jax on the swoop bike. That
Dash
guy.
Rendar on the swoop bike, and you can reuse this swoop bike with the gang.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jax is the other guy. He's got like a ponytail on and glasses.
Listen, we probably shouldn't just be Googling.
Yeah, let me get back off of that.
Yeah, I don't know what. We're not
You
gonna.
can search that in the background. Yes,
Yeah,
hashtag oh brother, that one for sure.
yeah. It could have been much weirder. Could have been
Yes,
much
the
weirder.
Micro Machines came out with the Jax.
So did you have one, or you just were you just throwing that one out there for Legends?
I was just throwing that one out there.
And
I
listen,
don't
I
know.
think if you've already got the mold for Dash Rendar from that, you might as well make an Outrider.
Yeah, there you go, man.
If you've already got the mold.
Look out, Outrider fans.
You made the $4 speeder. Why don't you go ahead and make a $60, $70 assault class vehicle there?
That's right.
So we've had a troop builder, we've had a Disney Plus show character, a Legends character. Now, an existing character on a new ship. And Kevin, this one was tough for me because a lot of the times we see an existing speeder or vehicle with a new character. It was a lot harder for me to find something that was an existing character and put a new ship with them.
Okay.
But I think I kind of stayed within the parameters here.
I got mine.
I kind of stayed within the parameters here.
Okay.
My existing Trek Galaxy is not going to like this, I bet. My existing character, the First Order Trooper, but there's this amazing little toy that looks so cool, and I don't know if this was concept art for the movies, but check this guy out. The Elite First Order Trooper and the Elite Speeder bike here. You seeing this?
I have not seen that, but that looks pretty cool.
So we've got a kind of a shadow trooper version of the First Order Trooper. And then this awesome looking bike, which is basically the existing speeder bike, but the front end is a little more aggressive looking. And I love that black and red deco that they've got on there. So I don't think it showed up in the movie, but very, very, very cool toy. And I would love to see this as a scout class. And for me, if we've got to do a rare and a chase, this would be a cool rare.
Yeah.
Kind of out there, but it's a really cool design. And I had a lot of trouble coming up with a existing character mold and a new vehicle, but it looks really cool. So black and red's the way to go, man. It looks evil, looks aggressive.
You're going to love this one. You're going to love this one. All right. It's going to be Chewbacca on a Fluttercraft.
Does that fit in the box?
Look it up, man. The Fluttercraft is a single piloting vehicle. If you go ahead and look it up right now.
I've seen it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
The Radjaw NAS Fluttercraft.
I can't say anything because my first one was that Scout Speeder, which probably would not fit in a box unless you took the canopy off.
I mean, this thing looks perfect for being able to fit into.
And that's from Revenge of the Sith, correct?
Yeah.
What a way. We've got the anniversary. Throwing one more in there.
The Fluttercraft. Perfect.
Do you find it?
Yeah, let me see.
Someone else this week was saying something about catamarans, wanting the Wookiee catamarans. A lot of love for the weird Wookiee stuff.
Yeah, there it is.
Hey, listen, I believe that was on my once for Revenge of the Sith 20 list.
Hold on a second. This guy.
It seems like the wings might have to be assembled after the fact, maybe to fit in that box.
You could certainly take the wings off and put them in there. I mean, you could fold them too.
Yeah.
It's not a very big vehicle, but it could definitely fit inside of a Scout class box.
It's really, really cool. It reminds me of Dune a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on my list for the ROTS 2020 list there. I would love to see that. Any of the Wookiee stuff would be really cool. Because they're just out there. They're so different, so wild. I don't know how well it would sell, I guess, but it's just so different. I love when they get weird. I like the Ewok glider we got. I thought that was out there. Really, really cool when they're able to do stuff like that. So that was our existing character on a new ship.
Okay.
The next one, he says he wants a hologram re-release. He must be a fan of the hologram subline that we've got going on. And I think I've got kind of a cool one for this.
Okay, what do you got?
For me, this would be the rare.
Okay.
We're making the hologram the rare. And it is the Stormtrooper with the E-Web cannon.
I was just thinking that.
It's dense. There's a lot going on with it. It's one that I think would look really, really cool in that lineup. I think we've seen they showed off for the next wave. It looks like we're getting the Scout Troop. No, sorry, not the Scout Trooper. We've already got the Scout Trooper. There's one.
No, it's a Scout Trooper on the AVA Speeder.
The AVA Speeder.
Yeah.
So the AVA Speeder is coming. But that I think that would look really cool. It seems like the more interesting vehicles with a lot going on, kind of like the B-Wing, lend themselves really well to that subline to me. Sidious on his swivel chair. It spins.
Sweet.
Kevin says if it spins, it's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle. Absolutely. You can hang on and go for a ride, man.
Hey, technically Jabba's dais moves.
That's a vehicle as well.
It slides. If it slides, it counts.
Yeah. All right. So here you go. Here's mine. You ready?
Yeah.
This is something that actually you'd be able to see inside. I would love to see a hologram, either probe droid or the escape pod.
Ooh.
Either one of those would be sick.
Listen, the escape pod is my most anticipated thing from Celebration. I think it's the Falcon and Landspeeder release, and then it's the probe droid Scout class little thing. It's the one other thing missing from Echo Base and Hoth. There, we need the troopers, and then we need the probe droid.
Yeah, how cool
that's a great choice.
The either that or the escape pod with C-3PO.
Absolutely.
As the hologram.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could get, you'd have to do an R2D2 one as well, because then you can put both of them inside and see it in there. That'd be really cool.
Oh man! So are you making that a rare or chase?
Common, man.
It's
always going to be common, man.
The hologram is a common. People would hate you. Oh my goodness. That means you're bumping one of these other ones into a rare and chase that.
Yeah. In my line, we eliminate that. Okay. Everything's common.
He did say you could pick which ones are rares and chases if you're interested. So
gotcha.
No one's holding you to it if you have to. I thought I'd go the extra mile.
Wild card.
Troop Builder, Disney Plus show, Legends character, existing character on a new ship, hologram re-release, and the final one is a wild card. Anything you can imagine. And you've imagined some wild things already. So this one's your freebie. No real parameters, just a wild card.
All right, you want to give? I'm going to see if I can find a picture of this first.
Okay,
Because
I'll go if you want to pull me up here. No, I don't have this pulled up. We've seen this before, and this is to service the Force Awakens 10th anniversary. It's time, right around the little leading into the holidays, that we finally see Rey on her creamsicle speeder. This would be the time for me. 10th anniversary. We're going into the holidays where we've had the May Revenge of the Sith anniversary. TFA's 10th is now headed into the holidays. I think it's the perfect time to put Rey speeder out. It's actually insane that after almost 200 vehicles, we don't have a Rey in the line. The main character
totally agree.
of the sequel trilogy is not represented at all, which is so crazy to me.
And there's going to be a movie coming out with her too.
Yeah, it blows my mind that she's not in a single release. Like or hate the sequel trilogy, I think it's just crazy that she's not in the line at all. That's wild to me. So I've always loved that design. I know people are kind of split on it. Some people don't like it, but I've always thought it was cool. I love the net on the side with all the scrap that's on the side. It would be the time for me to put that one out there. So to round that out, new speeder, new character, you finally get Rey in there. Kevin, what are you going with?
Dude, I got to see if I can find this picture really quick. How do I look this up? So there is in the Tartakovsky Clone Wars cartoon, there is a scene where Emperor Palpatine is riding on this little bug thing. He's standing on it. It's a vehicle and it's moving along and he is standing on it. I would love to get that.
That would make an amazing holographic one as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of it because it's so obscure. I remember seeing it.
That'd be wild. That is a definition of a wild card.
The other one that I think would be amazing to do, total wild card, would be to do Anakin from the episode where he gets painted blue, where he gets the tattoos all over his body.
From the same series,
from the same series with Speeder when he has his arm chopped off.
That would be insane. Could you throw him in the Azure Angel?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think in his Azure Angel, he's
got his
he's like normal dude.
Oh man, yeah. That would be wild. Do you think they could do the Deco justice?
Yeah, I think they could.
I don't know about that. That's a crazy release to try to get all those designs on him. They've come a long way, but
it's only only half of his body. Trying to see if I can grab a picture of it here.
TC Metro says Bespin Luke with Cloud City weather vane. Does the weather vane spin?
If it spins, it's a vehicle.
If it spins, it's in. If it spins, it's in. Weather vane. Give me Bespin Luke with the weather vane. Common release. The chase has a hand cut off.
Here we go. There it is.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, we've got so many others from here.
I think you could maybe do that if it was it'd have to be a little oversized and not quite as thin of lines.
Yeah,
I think you could represent it. Maybe
you could.
But that is 6. That would be our hypothetical wave 10 or later scout class. Submitted by just a strange challenge. I love it. On a slow news week from Jordan Blaney. You can send in your topics to microgalaxysquadcast@gmail.com. That was fun. Chat had some crazy ones here. Battle damage Genevex. No, don't put that on us. So not the only user submitted content tonight. We're going to skip right over the Star Wars news because hadn't been much going on. Battlefield's popping off. Go play Battlefront. Go jump in Battlefront 2. People are having fun in it. For community spotlight, we have 2 user submitted items here.
Mm-hmm.
Time for a banner. Boom. Community spotlight. Every episode, we shine a spotlight on cool things going on in the MGS community. Customs, videos, displays, and of course, your photography. You can send it to submissions anytime on Instagram or microgalaxiesquadcast@gmail.com. The first one, TGN Productions on Instagram. Oh, sorry, you had the other one queued up here. So we've seen these videos. If you're on Instagram, TGN_productions. I know almost all of you have probably seen the drone footage of these, but this is the first time I felt like I found the actual account of the guy that's doing these.
Yeah.
It's always been reposts, of his stuff. So somebody sent in his actual account, and he's got all kinds of stuff. He kept doing it.
Oh, dude.
He didn't stop at the X-Wing. He wires these up to the drone with the GoPro behind it. And look at this. He's got the snow speeder flying over all these snowy dunes over here, this side of a mountain. And then he's in the woods over here with scout class speeders.
Dude. And when I saw this, I was like, what is going on?
Because we've all seen the X-Wing.
Yeah.
He kept going. He's got all kinds of stuff. And he's got a couple behind the scenes reels where you can see him actually trying to rig these up with glue and wires and things like that.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I know people love the original video there, but he has kept at it with these, and very, very cool.
So cool.
I love it.
I was the same way when I first saw the have you seen the other one? Oh man, have you seen the person that's on the new drone motorcycle that's in the full scout trooper
the what
outfit?
No.
Oh man, this is off topic, not MGS related. Not MGS related, but there's this new drone motorcycle that you can ride on, and the guy is like flying through trees and all that stuff. And then there's one of him in full scout trooper outfit with the GoPro on the front that's like pointing back at him, and he's zipping through the trees. I mean, it is so freaking cool.
Yeah, you gotta find that for next time.
Yeah, that is so cool.
There was one more that I'm not seeing in the notes here, but we had another submission sent in to us from one Nicholas Hernandez. Sent in these pictures. Thought it was pretty cool. You gonna throw this up?
Oh yeah, sorry, the Falcon.
Yeah. Little photography there. Very, very moody lighting. Looks like he used a whole can of the atmosphere spray for this one, but look at all that lighting going on in there. Sent that in, thought it was really, really cool. And then he also included his display that he's been working on. Check that out.
Dude, I am a total sucker for hangers. That thing looks
I don't know if
so
this
cool.
is it looks like he's got pegboard with hangers for these.
I saw that,
which is pretty ingenious there. And then I always love when people are able to line up their troopers in actual ranks and squads like that.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Really, really cool. And it looks like he's done the custom paint job there on the Emperor shuttle.
Yep.
Very, very cool. Even got an AT-AT in there. So love seeing displays, love seeing photography. Nicholas Hernandez sent that in. Thank you for that.
Nice
you can
work.
send in your submissions to microgalaxiesquadcast@gmail.com too. I love the community spotlight.
Yeah.
Love seeing the cool things people are doing.
And there's so many other cool things too that we don't have the time to go through and show them all off. But yeah, there's so many awesome things that are being done out there. with all the lighting and everything. The one guy that's come up with the lighting to put in the T6 as well. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, put lighting on the interior of the
Oh
cockpit
man.
of the
Well,
T6 as well as the engines on the back.
didn't
It's pretty cool.
didn't Harmy used to do that? A lot of the interior
Yeah.
lighting.
Yep.
Love that. Love the interior lighting is like peak custom for these things.
Yeah.
I could never pull that off.
Yeah, the biggest challenge is always finding where to put the battery pack because that's
Yeah, or where to
a
hide,
lot of times
or you've got the
an
ugly
eyesore.
cable, the tail just hanging off.
Yep.
Same problem with Hot Toys, to be honest, if they have the LED.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we mentioned at the top of the show, next Thursday, the 5th, I believe I'll be hopping on with Mr. Paul Sun Yun Lee on Bitter Asian Dude Inc. With the great folks at Jazwares to show off the celebration items, get a little extra hands-on. Should be a good time. Show up and throw questions out there. Who knows if they'll answer them or not, but that would be your opportunity to let them see what you want. Trek Galaxy can jump on there and throw all those suggestions out there at him. He also wants to know where Caleb Addy is.
He's around.
He's around. I see him once in a blue moon.
Yeah, not as big into Micro Galaxy anymore. He's got other things that he's doing.
Yeah, people are in, people are out. That's how it goes with the collecting stuff, I guess.
Yeah,
I wish. Yeah,
there's been some suggestions, and I do want to hit on this super fast because I saw a bunch of these coming through on not characters, droids, as well as creatures. So Jazwares doesn't have the licensing to do that. So
correct.
So anybody that wants creatures out there, especially for a figure to ride on, even though that's could be
mounts,
a vehicle,
creatures, yeah,
they just don't have so that won't be happening. As well as play sets, they don't have the licensing for play sets either. So it's if they can do something, and this is something that we have had some discussions with, some people with about like what could you potentially do. The only best bet would be, the packaging. So, yeah, June 5th.
June 5th, next Thursday. There's a lot of cool stuff they could do. From what I understand, it's a don't rock the boat scenario in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have something that's working, and to expand on that is probably a little scary.
Yeah.
But from where I'm in my mind, to continue to grow the line and for the longevity of the line, at some point, a lot of the ships are going to be covered.
Yeah.
The way to expand the line and keep it going is world building. So I do think if those areas of the license ever become available or are available, adding in play sets, troop packs, creatures, things like that, diorama pieces, that's going to be essential to keeping the line going long term. Although we're getting new movies, we'll have new feature films, we'll have new shows, so there's always going to be new stuff coming that they can do.
Yeah, for sure. It's really a function of how healthy the line is too. So if we keep picking the stuff up, then we have a chance of those things coming at some point in the future as well. Bigger ships. There was something at Celebration they mentioned about potentially doing some type of a capital ship, maybe.
Sounds like that's something they're thinking about and or maybe working on. So that I forgot to mention that. That is the we've talked about that too. That's the other area that they can go into is trying to get some more capital ships up there. The problem is the higher the price on these items are, probably the less they're going to sell, I would think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
If you have a Gozanti or a Star Destroyer or something that's $150, little bigger ask, for people. But we got to get that back to bar. Yeah, exactly. We got to get the barge, and I think that's assault class, $60, somewhere around there. I want it so bad, Kevin. I
The sail
love
barge.
the I love the skiffs that we got. I want the barge so bad.
It's a great way to actually get some creatures in there. You could get
I know.
Jabba.
Yak face.
Yep.
Hey, all I want is Max Rebo.
Yeah, Max Rebo.
I don't know if he was on there. I can't remember if he was on there. He may have skipped down on that, but I would love
No, I
a
think he
Max
was in
Rebo.
there. I think he was in there. He was getting drunk with the other guys.
That would be like the pinnacle of the Micro Galaxy figure, is if they can get a Max Rebo with this keyboard.
It's gotta have music though. Push like a button, or you can have Max Rebo that sits in there and you push him down and he hits a little button.
You get the laugh.
Yeah.
With Salacious Crumb.
Oh, dude. It would
we've talked about that before too. The music, like the audio on that's one of the few that I'm like, the audio on that could be really cool.
Could be really cool.
I don't know how they work out the licensing on the songs. That actually might be a little harder than just taking straight dialogue from the movie. I think probably the licensing and rights on that might be a little more expensive.
Gotcha.
I don't know how that would work. I don't know if John Williams gets a cut of every one of those ships or how that works, but that would be amazing if you had that music going on there from the ship.
That would be really
and
cool.
The lighting, that dull orange lighting on the inside. It would be amazing. They've got to do it. It's time to go. We could talk about this all night.
Cole's over there salivating.
Oh man, it would be so fun. And we haven't seen a new assault class release. We've seen the Dreadnought, but we don't know if there's an assault class coming this year. I would love for that to be the case for holiday. They've got the sail barge on shelves for the holiday. That would be amazing. But maybe we're just getting Dreadnought this year.
Maybe.
Kevin, you have anything coming up? I know you've got a new video for the Geonosian Starfighter that's out.
I do. Yep. That just I dropped that this morning. I also have the Trench Run review coming, which is actually interesting because there are some differences in the X-Wing. I actually went through and looked at the dates of the X-Wings, and it is interesting to see that they changed a couple things around. And then all of the wings on the TIE fighters are wickedly warped, which is a problem. I think it's like the Armada edition ones. I wonder whether or not that had to be something at the factory that created some of that.
Yeah. So this was from a restock, right?
Yes.
You got these from a restock. So what were the dates on them?
It was 12/20/24.
Okay. So they did another run of these. This would have been 2022.
2022.
So they've obviously done a new run of them. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense if that was the case. It's the same thing with the Armada.
Yep.
But that's what I've heard with these exclusive offerings. I believe if the retailer comes to them and wants a restock, they can do a whole nother run of them.
Yeah.
So that must be one that's actually done pretty well for them, or they just wanted to get back out there. Kind of like they did a second wave of the Grand Army.
Right.
Yeah. Any other videos you're working on?
Yeah, I got a couple others. Got a Marvel one, Dawkin.
Okay.
Wolverine, and then I've got Spider-Man 2 as well. The Spider-Man 2 figures are awesome. The Marvel Legends ones.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, the
okay. Okay.
And then this guy.
I believe I have that. I do not have that, no. Yeah, I've got a black suit one somewhere in the retro packaging.
No, this is a different one. It's Spider-Man 2, the Gamerverse.
Yep. Okay. I get it. I was like,
brand new ones.
Spider-Man 2. What do you mean Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
I feel you. Gamerverse makes a lot of sense. Well, I have no videos but the one live stream on Thursday. Hope to see you guys there. We will drop more info on Monday with some official times and channels and where to find that. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. It's been fun.
It has, as always. Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out and commenting. Hopefully
If
you guys got some good ideas for scout class that we're gonna beat those guys up next Thursday on our scout class.
Drop us a
Rebel,
thumbs up. Whoever's channel you're watching on, drop us a thumbs up on the video. Give us a little subscribe there. As always, you can drop super chats and things like that. We love you guys. It's been fun. Until next time, what are we doing, Kevin?
we're squadding out, man.
Squadding out.
It's still stuck.